So for those of you who are at home, we're going to discuss today the notebook. The notebook is really, really important for our class, so setting it up is going to be really important as well. So we're going to set this notebook up together, and I've got a little notebook set up here that you guys will be able to use for your online learning and instructions, so that when you do come back on campus, you're ready to go seamlessly with everyone else once we do that. So the first thing that you'll want to do is make sure that your notebook is spiral bound. It has 3 to 5 subjects, 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. If it doesn't, that's okay. It just requires one extra step that we'll go over here in a little bit. Okay, so we're going to start with the right-hand piece of paper. So you're going to open up your notebook to the first page. On the left should either be the cover or a pocket, and you're going to see that right-hand piece of paper. I've got it here on this whiteboard notebook. If this is the spiral, this is the right-hand piece of paper, this is the left-hand piece of paper. In the top right corner of that paper, I'd like for you to write your name, my name, Mr. Thornburg, any period that you're in. So which period you're in will go here. So your name, my name, your period that you're in for U.S. and Oklahoma history, and U.S./Oklahoma history here. Okay, so one more time, your name, my name, the period, and U.S./Oklahoma history. Then I'd like you to flip the page. The page should be blank on both sides, with one pink line here, blue line, 3 holes on the left. Okay? What I would like for you to do is on the top blue line, so above the blue line, I'd like you to write assignment title. Above assignment title, I would like you to write table of contents. This is the first left-hand piece of paper that you guys will have in your notebook once you flip over the page that has your name, okay? Then, after you have written table of contents, I'd like you to do the following. I'd like you to create 2 columns. One is already made by the pink line at the end of the page. I'd like for you to create a second column. I'd like you to label the first column assignment number or assign number. I'd like you to label the second column page number or PG number. Okay? And this is going to serve as our table of contents for your notebook. I'd like you to flip the page. You should have a blank left-hand piece of paper and a blank right-hand piece of paper. On the left-hand piece of paper, I'd like for you to write a 1 in the top left corner and circle it. After you have written a 1 in the top left corner, I'd like you to write the title for the first assignment, which is the signed syllabus. So please write signed syllabus in the top as a title for your first assignment on the top line. Then we're going to flip back to our table of contents, and we're going to write assignment 1 on page 1 is our signed syllabus. Then we're going to flip to page 2. On page 2, you need to write 2 in the top right corner. So if page 1 is on the left, page 2 will be on the right. You'll write page 2 and circle it in the top right corner. And you will write the title for the second assignment, which is your 9th grade goals. The 9th grade goals, 2-paragraph assignment that needs to be printed, stapled into your notebook. Okay? Taped or glue is okay as well. If you are at home doing distance learning, I'm going to need you to submit by Friday, for those of you in Group B, Thursday, for those of you in Group A, submit this 9th grade goals assignment to me via MyCasha. That is only if you're doing distance learning. If you're on campus, you're going to show me those on Thursday or Friday. But if you had to go home or you're at home, you need to make sure that I get a digital copy or a hard copy picture submitted to MyCasha by class time on Thursday or Friday. Okay? For this assignment, the 9th grade goals. So if you're in Group B, I need that for Friday. If you're in Group A, I need that on Thursday. Okay? Most people were in class from Group A on the notebook setup day, but I wanted to add that to this so that you guys know to turn that in to me on Friday. Okay? The second thing that we're going to do, so this is going to be assignment 2 on page 2. The 9th grade goals assignment is going to be 2 paragraphs long. The first is 3 goals over academic goals that you have. The second is going to be over any personal or extracurricular goals that you'll have for the school year. Okay, so let's review real quick. First, right-hand piece of paper is your name, my name, the period, and the class. We flipped the page. We created a table of contents. We left the right-hand page blank. We flipped the page. Page that is now covering the table of contents is going to be page 1. Page 2 is on the right. Page 1 is where our assigned syllabus goes. Page 2 is where your 9th grade goals go. Flip the page, please, and write a 3 in the top left corner for assignment number 3, which is Unit 1, CNN 10. CNN 10 will be an ongoing assignment that will be due when you guys submit your notebooks during our first test. So that will continue on. All right, page 3 needs a title. That title needs to be CNN 10. If you're working from home, you don't need to worry about CNN 10 every single day, only on days when I assign it, and it will be due to MyCasha in addition to be done in your notebook. Okay, but that won't be for every day for those of you who are at home. If you're at school, I will tell you what the prompt is and you will write that down in your notebook. But for now, if you are not at school, only on days when I tell you that CNN 10 is due, that is what I'd like for that to be. Okay, so that will be assignment 3. That will be on page 3. On page 4 is going to be our 4th assignment, and our 4th assignment is going to be on page 4, and it's going to be our Unit 1 title page. Okay, please write Unit 1 title page in the table of contents. On page 4, please write Unit 1, Geography of Oklahoma. And all of this will be on MyCasha, but I would like for you to write that down set different in your table of contents than it is in your notebook on page 4. Okay, the title page will start every unit, and every unit will have a title page. The first title page will be about the geography of Oklahoma. It needs a symbol and it needs 3 quotes. That symbol should be in color and should not be used, and you should not use highlighter to color that. Okay? Like the other assignments, this is going to be due to MyCasha in addition to be done in your notebook. Okay? So what I'm expecting for those assignments, for those of you that are at home, for Thursday and for Friday, is to either take a picture and submit it to me. If you type either of these, to submit a digital copy to MyCasha, but there'll be an assignment for you guys on a Google assignment for you guys to submit that work on Friday, and that's where I'd like for that to be. So please submit that there. You can submit PDFs there as well. That's where I'd like for this to be. If you type it, to submit it that way. If you don't and you do it in your notebook, I'd like for you to take a picture. But expect me, when we take our first test, if you're back on campus, to look for all 4 of these assignments in your notebook. Just while you're at home, I want to make sure that you guys have a way to get points, but also know that when you come back on campus, this will be expected. Okay? So that way, you all know what is expected from the notebook. Okay? What goes in the notebook? Everything that receives a grade will go into the notebook except for tests. Those are the only things, that's the only thing that doesn't go in the notebook. Okay? What doesn't belong in the table of contents are your tests because they don't belong in the notebook, and your notes that you take. Notes won't go in the table of contents because notes will take up way too much space in the table of contents. We're just not going to worry about that. What that means then is that our page numbers might get a little off. The assignment number will never get off, but the page number might get off once we start taking notes next week. Okay? When you take notes in your notebook, you might take 3 pages of notes and then there'll be another assignment. If that's the case in this example and you have 3 pages of notes, your next assignment will be on page 8. It'll still be assignment number 5, but it'll be on page 8. And that way, we can keep the assignment numbers the same, and then you'll know when you're studying for like the final, you'll know where to look for this assignment to help you study. Okay, that's a little bit about the notebook in a nutshell. Please email me if you have any questions. There will be a Zoom link for every single person who is in the class, whether or not they're at home normally or in class normally, for tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that. This is the notebook setup. This is the important thing for U.S. and Oklahoma history. I know that there's a little bit more work while you're at home to submit 2 assignments, but I want to make sure that this is taken care of when you come back on campus, more than I would like for you to make sure that you have your points, because this is going to help you hit the ground running when you come back on campus. So please make sure that you do both of those things when you are working from home. If you need to reference this video, it will always be on the YouTube channel for 9th grade Oklahoma history. Please take a look at it if you're confused or have any questions or need to refer back for anything. Take a look at that first. If you still have questions, then please email me. I will see you all tomorrow online. Have an awesome afternoon.